Hey girlies, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Bianim. If you're new here, what's up? If you're not, what's tea? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hi boo-boos. So I'm redoing the intro because I didn't really like how the intro, it didn't really hit the point I was really trying to have it hit. But I will say this though, I feel like our 20s, we're all honestly just winging it. Nobody really has anything figured out in their 20s, and it's completely okay. And I really wanted to make this video for my younger self. I'm a big sister, so I have two younger sisters who are about in their 20s and about to get into their 20s. And I'm basically just giving advice that I would give to them and I would have given to my younger self if I had a bigger sister like me. So yeah, but the real truth is, and I really hope that you guys, these are very, very brutal lessons that I'm putting out there, and I really hope that, you see it for what it is and not try to, make it into what it's not. Truth is, nobody has it figured out in their 20s. That's the purpose of this whole video. Nobody has it figured out. Anyone who you think has it figured out is basically the best actor or a really good liar, and is only showing you what they want to show you, okay? Because 20s is hard, all right? And just figuring out life in general is harder. And, if I had the opportunity to learn my lessons from someone, I would prefer to do that rather than to experience it. But unfortunately, that's not the life I was blessed with, so I had to experience the shit. So hopefully this video kind of helps you to learn rather than experience. But if you're more of an experiencer, do that. But yeah, let's get into these lessons. Your network is your net worth. Be very, very intentional about how you build your network. Honestly, baby, having a strong network will get you far. Trust me, babe, you have to have a network of people that could help you get into these places. So you need to invest in your network. Everything bad that has happened to you is your fault. You're too grown to be playing victim, okay? You're too grown to blame shit on anybody. Everything that has happened, everything that is going wrong in your life is your fault, babes. And if you want to change that, you have to put in the work. And I know that sounds very hurtful, but I listened to that on a podcast and I was like, damn. I sat down and I was like, you know what, Biani? I'm where I am today because I decided this is where I want to be. So if that's not you, if you see yourself in a particular place, you have to put in the work to get to that place. It's basically that. Okay, I want to stop the video real quick, and I really do want to hear from you guys. I feel like I'm saying a lot about a lot, but I genuinely want to hear because I have so many thoughts, I have so many ideas, I have so many opinions. If you're not in your 20s, what are some fears you have about heading into your 20s? And if you are no longer in your 30s, if you could share some advice that you learned from your 20s too, that would be nice. Please do that in the comments as well. And if you're currently in your 20s, how are you doing it? How is it going? How is life? But let me know all of that in the comments, okay? Let's get back to the video. There's no point in going to college if you're not going to get an ROI after. I'm such a firm believer that college is supposed to get you ready for the outside world. So connecting you with the right people, giving you the best advice. If you can now put your school on a resume, and people be like, oh my gosh, she went to this school, we should pick her because she went to this school. You should not be going to that college. You should. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. If you say your college and people don't know what your college is, you should not be there. You should transfer immediately. You need to be very intentional with your relationship with God. Honestly, I fear people who do not believe in anything. I'm so scared because I'm 25 years old. And the amount of shit that's happened to me is if I didn't have God, what would I be doing? Where would I probably wouldn't be on this earth. Comparison is the thief of joy. Honestly, comparing yourself is just the gutter. It's the ghetto. It's not cute. And I think people don't realize you compare somebody's right now to your right now, not knowing the shit they've been through to get to where they are. And you're just oh my gosh, I wish I had that. Baby, do you really? Do you really? Because if you knew how they struggled to get to where they are, would you be strong enough to go on that journey? So just focus on your journey, focus on your own journey. Stop minding other people's business. Stop being a busybody and just get busy. I got that from the Bible. Everybody doesn't have to like you. Honestly, it's completely fine if everybody doesn't like you. I think personally for me, it's genuinely healthy because let me tell you something. If everybody likes you, dude, it's one of two things. You either have no boundaries or you are a chronic people pleaser. And girl, I can't even imagine life being either. because that's so draining. Like me personally, I've never been a people pleaser. Like, if I don't want to do, I won't. Like, that's just me. But like, just seeing people go through it, I'm like, damn. I can't imagine not being able to say no. Like, but that's the life some people are living. And honestly, if you no longer become a people pleaser, if you build boundaries, like, the amount of peace you would receive, like, yes, people be like, oh my gosh, you're so selfish, oh my gosh, you're so insensitive, okay, like, I couldn't do it, don't guilt me into the shit. Like, it's still gonna be no. You're young, you don't have that many responsibilities. Try shit. Don't be like, no, I couldn't do that, I wouldn't succeed. Okay, but what if you did? You know what I mean? Like, we're 25, hopefully we don't got no kids, we ain't got no man, or maybe you do, but like, you're still young, bitch. Like, you could do shit. Like, please do shit, okay? Don't wait till you're 40, 50 to try and relive trying to, like, I mean, it's not too late, but like, damn, you could have done that shit at 25. Stay curious, read more, and listen to less music. I don't know, I just feel like this is the time to like build. Like, this is the time to like develop new skills. This is the time to like learn a lot about a lot. I don't know, but like, I just feel like at 25 it's super important to just like be more curious. Okay, to perfect this a bit more, what I mean is like you should be able to talk in any setting, like in any group of people. Like, you should be able to talk about politics, you should be able to talk about the weather, you should be able to talk about different trends, market trends, businesses, what's going on in businesses, what's top in the country. That's what I mean by like being more curious and wanting to learn more. It just makes you look more knowledgeable, makes you look more smart, more intellectual. And I feel like that's a necessity in our 20s to have, because like we're seen as young and like we don't know enough. But like, just like building that knowledge is basically what I'm trying to like preface out here in this section. This one hits me hard. I personally feel like anyone who talks bad about you, who talks shit about you, who's like, oh my gosh, you're so ugly, they wish they could be you. Literally, they wish they could be you. They are too scared to be you or try and do what you're doing, so all they could do is just talk shit. Like, literally, like, personally, like, especially for social media, I feel like people who are doing shit, you will hardly ever see them talking in somebody's comments saying like, oh my gosh, you're so ugly, oh my gosh, you're so fat. Like, you will never see that. It's people who don't do shit with themselves but talk about other people's shit. So please don't worry about them. You're not in a long-term relationship that is heading somewhere in terms of marriage. Please treat dating like a buffet. I feel like when I was younger, I used to like, any man that would talk to me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, I start picturing our lives together, our kids, and I'm like, girl, you're being delusional. And when it doesn't work out, like, I'm in the gutter. But the truth is, like, if you treat dating like a buffet, like, you just meet guys, get to know what you like in guys, what you don't like in guys, and just like mix that up and, you know, continue using that to concoct your person. Like, that, I feel like that's the purpose of dating and not everything else. Reduce your expectations of people. If you have people in your life and you want to like maintain those relationships and like maintain just like the peace, don't expect nothing. Like, just be like, you know what, baby, I'm gonna meet you where you're at. And then when they do, like, I feel like it's fun, like when they exceed your expectations, you're like, oh damn, like I wasn't expecting that. Just reduce your expectations in people, girl. Like, it will save you so much heartache. Ugh, girl. No one will take you seriously until you start taking yourself seriously. If people see you acting on your goal, even if they thought that goal was a joke, they'll be like, oh my gosh, she's taking that shit seriously, so she must be like real life about that shit. One biggest thing I've heard is people will laugh until you actually start making money from that shit. And then people start asking you like, oh, how'd you do it? You know what, if you believe in yourself, like if you take yourself seriously, like it's not a joke, like if they ask you what do you do for a living, be like, I'm a content creator. Be like, nah, I'm not really a content creator. You know, I just like create content here and there. That's exactly how people refer to you. But if you're like, no, like I am a content creator, like I do YouTube, I do podcasts, I do this, I do that, like damn, you know, like even if you're not that thing yet, honestly, like girl, I stay delusional and I manifest. Like if you say something to someone enough times and that shit is going round, you have no choice but to be that thing. Because do you want to come around and then somebody's like, oh my gosh, she's a content creator, and like, oh my gosh, let me see your Instagram, let me see your YouTube. It's like no subscribers, no nothing, and it's like, oh, you were just talking. right? Like, don't just talk. I feel like don't just talk. Like, never just talk. Like, if you say you're going to be something, be that thing. If you say you're going to do something, do that thing. So it's not all talk. It's like talk with action. When people show you who they are, baby, believe them. Believe them. Okay? I mean, you could be a good one and be like, oh my gosh, like, maybe that's not who they really are. You know, you see it once, you see it twice, you're like, yeah. Like, maybe that's not who they really... Believe that's who they are. That is who they are. And honestly, if you could take it, take it. If you cannot, leave. Don't try and be making anybody a project to do nothing, because they are not changing. And even if they do, imagine they change and they say, you know what, I feel like I could do better than you. Like, thank you for, you know, getting me to where I'm at, but like, it's time for me to move on. That would be devastating. Please, let me allow this. If people show you they are, believe them. If it means enough to you, do it yourself. Because one thing I've come to realize is like having people be like, let's say you want to start selling stuff on Etsy now, and you'll be like, you reach out to your friends and you're like, oh, could you design this thing for me? And then they're taking your time, and then you're getting angsty because you're like, oh, I want to start this, like, you know, I want to do this, but they're like, you're not paying me, you know, I'm doing this because you're my friend. And even at that, like, you know, if you want to do something, do it yourself, or pay somebody to do it. I feel like these years is just like, my biggest thing for me is just peace of mind. I don't want to be mad at anybody. I don't want my blood pressure to be rising because of anybody. I don't want anybody to piss me off and they don't even know they're pissing me off. Like, imagine you being pissed off at somebody and they don't even know why you're pissed off. Like, that would piss me off. Next is be open to criticism, both good and bad criticism, because you don't know it all. And honestly, like, you shouldn't be taking criticism from everybody. I feel like criticism should come from people that you genuinely trust their opinions. Like, that's what I feel personally. Like, only take criticism from people who you genuinely trust their opinions and who have a clue about what you're criticizing. I feel like I've mentioned this one before, like taking social media detox like every other week. Like, I feel like that's necessary. Just deleting all your apps and just like tapping into real life. Just like go out into the park and go color. Like, color, do some puzzles in the park, or, you know, like, I don't know, just do something that makes you happy, where you don't have to think too much about it, where you don't have to like worry too much about it. It doesn't involve work. Yeah, highly recommend. This is the most important one for me, because it's crazy, because now I have like that mindset, but nobody's gonna eat you if you ask, babe. Nobody's gonna eat you. Highest they will say, honestly, highest they will say is no. Highest they will do is ignore you. And honestly, with ignoring me, like, how I see ignorance, right, is keep following up. Because if they ignore you, it doesn't mean it's a no. It's not a yes, but it's also not a no. It's like, maybe you didn't see my text, maybe you didn't see my message, maybe you didn't see my email, so let me just keep on reminding you, you know. And then when they're like, yeah, we're no longer interested, I'm like, okay, maybe you're not interested now, maybe in the future I'll reach back out. Like, there's no such thing as no. There's literally no such thing as no. I just feel like the more persistent you are, the farther you get in life. Like, that's just my belief. Pay yourself before anyone else. When you have to pay bills and other stuff, like anything that requires you paying money to other people, it's like you get daily reminders. So you are more likely to pay off those bills because they're reminding you, but you're not spending all that money on just those bills and not taking care of you type shit. Like, hopefully this comes out like the right way. Last but not least, prioritize your health, babes. Please wear your sunscreen, drink water, take your vitamins. That's necessary to be looking gorgeous at 30. Okay? And I want to be looking gorgeous at 30. Yeah, those are my brutally honest lessons I've learned at 25. Hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you do. I really enjoyed this. This had me like thinking really hard about my life and my life choices, so I really enjoyed this. Let me know which advice really hit you. Anyways, babes, I will talk to you next week. We have a vlog coming up next week. I feel like that vlog is gonna be fun because I'm doing a lot this weekend and there's just a lot going on. You're guys gonna see, and my Gma is taking me out. It's a lot. You're gonna see next week, okay? So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe so you could get notified when that video drops. Okay, my lovelies? Bye.